Hey, Doug Upstone here for VegasProInsidersDaily.com, and I'm back from vacation. Baseball's back. Everything is good. Well, I have to say, vacation was pretty good, so that's all right, though. Hey, you know what? Got to work to pay the bills, right? So this is all part of the deal, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And we have some free picks for you today, looking at some line moves for this upcoming weekend. We got some baseball games for tonight and taking a look at some series previews as well. So, but without further ado, hey, let's get it started. And don't forget, for only $39.99 a month, you can become a VPID member, get all of my top plays, super systems, wise guy picks, which are killing it of late. I think 83 and 66 comes to mind, and a variety of other things. So those are all good. Hey, and speaking of picks, these free picks here continue to roll. 173 and 126. None too shabby, right? So hey, let's get started. First one up is going to be the LA Dodgers against Miami. Now the Dodgers are just scalding hot as they enter the second half of the season. Best record in baseball. But yet tonight against Miami, they're actually a diminishing favorite. Minus 130 is what they started at, and I'm even seeing some basically pick'ems on them now at minus 105 against the Marlins. I'm not sure really it's exactly as to the reason. I guess there's a lack of faith in Brandon McCarthy, the Dodgers starter, or maybe people just like Dan Straley, who's been a great underdog pitcher the last 2 years. The teams he's pitched for are 11 and 3 in that role. Now at 105, obviously they're not an underdog, but it's right around in that range. Probably the Dodgers will go off as a small favorite, would be my guess. But I can't back Miami here. I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, best team in baseball, 42 and 20 against right-handed pitchers, and Straley has an ERA over 7 in his four shots against LA. I'm going to lean here with the Dodgers in this one. Now, the second game that we have tonight is we got Seattle is at the Chicago White Sox. Now, I know a few wise guys are actually on the White Sox, but I will not be among them. The Seattle has gone from minus 160 to minus 180, and the driving force of that is James Paxton is pitching for Seattle. In his last 3 starts, well, he's been pretty good all year, but his last 3 starts, his ERA is 2.66, and he's been going up against James Shields, who has been like a batting practice pitcher since coming off the DL and just been getting racked. He has given up 17 earned runs in 19 and a third innings since coming back. He has just been demolished. I know Seattle's only 16 and 25 on the road, but I can't go that way. And I have a system actually now with the line movement that fits Seattle that since 1997 is 36 and 3. Extra sharp. I got to go with Seattle here, and I bet them myself in that game as well. Hey, let's look at some series wagering now also, seeing that it's Friday, July 14th, and see what else we got. Now, we got St. Louis and Pittsburgh. That's basically a toss-up in terms of the series, in terms of who's supposed to win. Now, with these rivals, both have, for the most part, underachieved. I'm looking at this game, at game 1, I should say. I actually like Garrett Cole over Mike Leake, but in the other 2 games, we got Lance Lynn and Carlos Martinez going against Chad Cole and Trevor Williams. I got to go St. Louis here. I think St. Louis is a little bit on the rise here, and I think they'll have a legitimate shot. If the Cubs don't do it, I think they'll have a legitimate shot to overtake Milwaukee. Series number 2 that we're looking at is another tight one, Texas and Cleveland. Excuse me, not Cleveland, Kansas City. Kansas City is a minus 120 favorite. In the final game, I have to give the edge to Texas with Yu Darvish against Ian Kennedy, even though Darvish has not been great. But the first 2 games, boy, those are tight. Friday night, we got Martin Perez going up against a laboring Cole Hamels. I don't really like either one of those pitchers, to tell you the truth. And Saturday, we got a really good matchup of Cole Hamels going up against Jason Vargas, who's been outstanding this year. So in that one, that's another tight one. I think Kansas City is playing better overall, and even though they're only 4-14 the last couple of years against the Rangers, I just think overall, I think Kansas City's a little better team at the moment. So I'm going to lean with them. Not a big play, certainly, and a series wager for them. Something you should also, though, consider in this matchup. The under is 13-4-1 recently. So keep that in mind as well. Let's go to the final one that we have for you today, which is Tampa Bay against the Los Angeles Angels. This also is a pick for this series. And actually, maybe this will change once it's finally announced, but when I first looked this up and did the research, the Angels staff, or pitchers, I should say, for the remainder of the series, other than the opener, had yet to be determined. Maybe it has by now. I'm not sure, but I do know that Tampa Bay's is set, and Tampa Bay has the number 2 ERA among starters in the American League. I think it's vastly superior to what the Angels have to offer. I understand, Angels would probably be pretty fired up to have Mike Trout be. Hey, who wouldn't be? Only the best player in baseball. So I think that's something that could be to their advantage. But overall, I just think Tampa Bay's got too much. I think this series, maybe it's priced right. I just don't like the Angels in this spot. I just don't think they're that good a team. I think they've overachieved, and I think that's all they really have. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay here. So hey, this is Doug Upstone. Hey, have a great weekend. Remember, consider becoming a VPID member. Just $39.99 a month. Check it all out at Vegas Pro Insiders Daily, and we will talk to you next week because I am out.